Everybody, I'm going live on both pages, 1776 Nation and also Jonhson Country, which is my official music page. I know there's a lot of fake pages out there, so this can help set the record straight for the music page especially. When you put out one, it seems like 10 more pop up everywhere else, which seems to be the common theme with this new era that we live in, which is unfortunate. But I don't contact people for finance purposes, even though I talk about politics, and I know I talk about what's going on in that. So just to give everybody a rundown what happened to me, we'll flip back again. So I was in country music long before I got into, per se, politics, even though I don't consider it politics. I talk about military laws, military orders, military customs, things of that nature that have to do with the military first. Then I talk about how they pair with federal. People want to call that politics. Well, that's just because they're not educated enough to know any other kind of language. And I've also been told tonight to try to keep it more educational purposes from a good friend of mine. Not sound like a hothead, because I'm going to talk about music tonight, not politics or government, even though it has everything to do with it. It has everything to do with it. Every single thing in our nation has become about power, control, money, greed, and it's been all about to hook your children. It was all about hooking your children, and it's been successful. All right, and I hope I do create a dumpster fire like you have never seen in your life, because I know one thing: I can outright Morgan Wallen, I can outright Luke Combs, I can outright anybody any given day by myself. I don't need co-writers. I can outright any single person, hands down. Y'all don't want none of this. I promise you that. I can outright any of you. I've already proven that. I write a lot of 99% of my stuff right now. I write my first album out. We had to, I had a heavy hitting producer, which that's another funny story I put in the book about that whole thing. So I put a lot of stuff in there, but let's back up. So when I was a kid, imagine being my age and being able to sound like I'm 80 when I'm talking. But when I was a kid, we had these things called Country Weekly and Country Music Magazine. And when you would go through the aisle at Walmart, you'd have these, purchase of these magazines right there, and you grab one of those magazines. Those are the only two magazines that were heavily distributed for country music. And I'd flip to the back. I'd get to the back first where I could see the country music chart. There it was, the Billboard chart, right there. And I'd fan up through there. I'd look for George Strait, and I'd look for Alan Jackson. I'd look for Mark Chestnut. I'd look for Ricky Van Shelton. I'd look for Clay Walker. I'd look for David Lee Murphy. I'd look for Tracy Lawrence. Those are my biggest ones. Randy Travis would come in there right around there. But George Strait, I'd look. I still have a chest to this day full of country weeklies of just about every single publication of George Strait. I still have those. Probably not worth anything, but I still have those. And when I was growing up, my grandmother, I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and I was sitting at the counter. My grandma had cooked a meal, and I just got done practicing guitar. So I started learning guitar right around 5 or 6 years old from my grandfather. And so I'd practice all day long when I get home from school, or if it was summertime, I practiced all the time. Put it down. We'd go eat or whatever it would be. And so I just couldn't get enough of guitar, and I was just a dreamer. I always was a dreamer, and I could just picture, going in my room. I could picture an audience there when I started learning to play fairly well, when I could actually hold rhythm. And I remember my grandmother specifically. She wasn't big in country music. She was a Christian, and she was that old school Christian from the South, old school Pentecostal, a lot like Elvis, Elvis's mother, Gladys. My grandmother and Gladys looked just alike. And so, anyway, my grandma was at the stove one night. She said, "Honey, you ought to tell, I think Derek's old enough now to know, because my mom and dad and family, they didn't want me bragging about stuff, because I was a dreamer, and I already had a relative that played 14 years with the Dallas Cowboys, Super Bowl champion, all-star national champion for University of Alabama. He set a record that's never been broken, 31 solo tackles against University of Oklahoma. Yeah, so y'all can boomer, you know what? But roll tide. I already had that, and my dad, he never would brag about that around certain Alabama people, because he never wanted you to feel like that you weren't something either. My dad always told me, you put your pants on, you can be whatever you want to be. If you dream it, you can be it. And so it was always like that. All right, which my dad should brag about it. Let's be honest. They had 13 players on the team. They had to play both sides. So playing both sides with Leroy Jordan was saying a lot. All right, ask anybody that played for Dallas Cowboys or the Steelers and all those teams back then. So my grandma said, "Honey, I think he's old enough. You can tell him who your roommate was in the 40s." Well, back in the 40s, it wasn't like roommates are today. They had these houses in the South, in different places, called boarding houses, and it's where, all the young men would come when they were having the war. They came down to Mobile, Alabama, and when they were doing the shipbuilding, because it's a big port city, one of the major port cities. So he's there, and lo and behold, just of all people in the world, that would be right by Hank Williams Sr., it's my grandpa. And they would hitchhike around town together. They'd hitchhike all over the South, Natchez, Mississippi, all the different, there was a lot of circuits back then. And see, what country music fans today don't want to do, they don't want to look at the history of anything. Same thing with this nation. People don't want to look. They don't want to put yourself in that position back then. But it's like my grandpa said, if you were playing country music in the 1940s and 50s, you were going to hell, because it was a Bible Belt. Country music wasn't popular like it is. It was a family. It was family, but it was still certain families. And radio, it wasn't like it is. It just wasn't like it is. And they would hop on they'd get in a Cadillac, drive across. They'd hop on the back of the Cadillac on the trunk and play for random gas stations, and you name it. And so, excuse me, I'm coughing a little bit. So they'd drive across the country, things like that, but they didn't go far, because country music was just not, it wasn't popular anywhere else. And so you have Acuff and Rose were the ones that started the first publishing company in Nashville. So it's like the business started, that, of course, things started in the 40s, and it started gravitating in the 50s. But by the 60s, everything got rolling pretty decent. But it still was family-oriented. It still revolved heavily around, great country music, people who were country people, who lived a country life, all right? And then you had this group of people, so you had record labels. But the record labels then were a lot of the TV networks, like CBS had CBS Records, and they had record labels like that. And see, I worked for a lot of these legends. A lot of them already passed on, God rest their soul. But I worked for one major producer. But he wasn't just a producer. He was a producer. He had a major publishing company that signed Dean Dillon to his first pub deal. where they had oceanfront property, George Strait #1, few others, Tennessee Whiskey, when it was a real song. I'm so sick to death of hearing about that new song. I'm so sick of it. And that's what my book unveils. It unveils the dirty, dirty political rigged system. When an artist can debut with someone else's song, but then a guy like me gets on the same Billboard chart and the record labels shoo me out of the way because they know I know too much, we got a problem. We gonna have a problem, and I done told every record label in town, I'm coming after every one of you, and I will expose every single one of you. So if that makes me a hothead, then it makes me a hothead. But you can't have people like me who write my own music, produce my own music with the same quality level, same musicians, same everything. I get on their chart, not my chart, I didn't make this chart up. I get on their chart, and they want to ask me what my revenues look like and my streams. Are you serious right now when they control all that? I don't think so. All right. And country music fans, you country music fans today, you're just as guilty for supporting all this garbage that they're putting and cramming down your throats. You have no power whatsoever right now with the system they have in place. Meaning this, you have no influence on who they sign. You have every influence on who you support. All right? And I did this a few years ago, and even my own hometown, shame on you. Shame on all of you. Even some of the law enforcement there, shame on you. All right? Trying to ridicule me. Here I am representing my hometown, and I'm on the biggest level in country music, and all I get is a bunch of ignorant fools all over the comment box. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? And then you got all these kids thinking they're going to go on American Idol and all these TV shows. These TV shows are rigged like nobody's business. They're all syndicated. They're all syndicated. And if your child can be bought and controlled, if you're amendable, then you can have whatever you want as long as you're amendable and controllable. And they're going to take 85% of your career, and they're going to rag you around like a rag doll and do all this stuff. That's why you see some of them getting arrested, because they're tired and they want out of it, is what they want. They really want out of it. And there's no way to escape all of it, because then what? That's why some of them walk away. All right? And a lot of these guys out there think they're all big, bad Billy, big bad bones, but they're not. Kid Rock could have brought all this down a couple years ago with his little tweets that he put out. But oh no, who's all over their tours? When they talk all Billy Bad Bones, but then you go look at their tour dates, it's all the same artists that are signed on these, what? The rigged system. All right? It's a rigged system. And it's an atrocity and a disgrace that we've allowed everything in this nation to get where it has. Everything. But especially music, because music's universal. Supposed to be. Right? Supposed to be. But oh no, see why I'm a biggest threat to country music? It's because I'm the very one, and my team, I didn't do this alone. I have a team like nobody's business. The #1 Billboard team statistically in country music. They launched a lot of people. They launched a lot of people up the chart. All right? Up the chart. I know everything. I know every facet of country music. Every single facet. I know everything. Just like when I went and met with an attorney a few years ago, when I had my very first billboard, I went and met with an attorney who I won't tell who it is, but he's a big attorney. Big attorney. I've already said, I kind of hinted about it the other evening. Met with this attorney. He said, man, you are what they call an iconoclast. Because I showed him all the records. I showed all the money trail. I showed him what my team did. He's like, dude, you have Nashville and the country music system right by the you-know-what. It's a matter of how hard you want to squeeze them. I have everything. I have every single piece that every aspiring artist can bypass every major record label and go straight to their chart without them. And we can root them out of their seats because they're incompetent morons who are sitting in these seats. Because if a guy like me, small town, now this is what Don Jr. was talking about to everybody the other day. Even though I know what's going on with these court systems, it's all part of the plan. However, the principle is this. If they'll do it to a guy like me, they'll do it to your child, they'll do it to your friend, they'll do it to your family members, whoever it is that's moving to Nashville thinking they have a chance, when a guy like me with a resume like I have, all the hit artists I've worked with, all the hit writers I've worked with, all the hit producers I've worked with, all the hit writers I've written with, if they will keep me out of their system, I'm telling you, this is why we can flip this whole thing around. And we can take country music back, not just country, but every system back. And we can put good people in these places, transparent, honest, with integrity. And we can have a lot more quality of a person being a role model out there for your children, unlike these redneck hillbillies who all of a sudden are wearing a man bun one week, all right? They come out, they come out, right? Man bun, wife beater, Timberland, looking like Martina McBride, all right? Looking like the male version of Martina McBride. The next thing you know, gets a record deal, and all of a sudden got a mullet, looking like he just walked straight out of Dollar General with a thing of Viennas, all right? And all of a sudden, he's a country music heartthrob. Do you see George Strait having an identity crisis out there? Do you see real, true artists having an identity crisis? Are you serious right now, country music fans? If this is what you support? This is the crap you support? I mean, come on. We got freaking names out there like cartoons being country music singers now. I guess the whole world's country. I mean, it's pathetic what we've gotten to. It's pathetic. But outside of, oh, he's judging names, it's all rigged. And everybody who says stuff like Billboard, Hot 100, and digital and physical, none of those charts mean anything. They don't mean a thing to the record labels, because that's not what record labels use to score their hits with. And I've already had one artist that I've produced, and they don't seem to get that either. You know, so it's amazing how you try to help people out there. You try to help people, you try to show them, but nobody wants to listen until they want a hit song in country music. Then what happens? So prime example, we're sitting at a venue one evening 3 years ago, my attorney and I, my entertainment attorney, we're sitting at a venue in Nashville. There's a writer's round going on, what they call a writer's round. And you talking about the woods are full of them now? Oh my God, everybody and their mama in Nashville is a songwriter now. I mean, you talking about an atrocity. Songwriter rounds were not made for everybody and their mama to get up there thinking they were a songwriter. Songwriter rounds were designed for hit songwriters because y'all already, most country music fans don't even care about the songwriters, which is an atrocity. All right, but that also shows part of the business. Follow the money. Follow the money. All right. So the songwriters that have the hit songs, that write the hit songs, they created these venues where they could go play and people go, wait, I thought so-and-so wrote that song. He wrote that song? Wow. Right? I have a friend. He's long gone now. He passed a few years back. Richard Fagan. All right. He wrote #1 hits, Grundy County Auction. I worked with him. I've written with him. I actually still have a song that he and I started. We didn't even finish, which would be cool to do that. But Richard Fagan, he wrote Grundy County Auction. Well, I went down to the Grundy County Auction, and I saw something there I just had to have. So that one. He also wrote Overnight Mail, George Strait, that was in the movie Pure Country. Because I'm a top flight, hold you tight, get you there by daylight, do you ride overnight mail? He's written a bunch of songs. He also wrote the other big John Michael Montgomery song, Could You, Would You, Ain't You Gonna, If I Ask You, Would You Wanna Be My Baby Tonight? But if you went and saw him sing his songs, that he wrote, they're rockabilly style. They're real like old school 50s rockabilly, and you could hear that, yeah, could you, would you, ain't you gonna, if I ask you, would you? All right. So, see, we have a lost art that's been lost, all because of major labels and their greed, their power, their money, their control. All right, so I'm a writer's writer. See, I'm a writer more than I'm an artist. So when people, like all the haters and the trolls, got on my pages, oh, he can't really sing. Willie Nelson can't sing. A bunch of people can't sing. I'm a writer first, all right? But I have all the key answers. I have all the secrets for every single aspiring artist, songwriter, singer. How you bypass the major record labels and go straight to their chart. And that's how we're going to flip the system, is when you flood the chart. All right? But the biggest thing is, once again, how did we get to where we are? They hooked all these young fans. They got all these young generations over here. You see these kids are so obsessed. I liked George Strait, and George Strait provided a great role model for me, but I didn't obsess over George Strait. These people, the way they do with these artists out there, these artists don't care about you. I know them. I've been on the same chart with them. They'll walk by me like I'm the scum of the earth, especially one of them who just got arrested not long ago. They look at you like you're nothing. They don't care about you. And they know you don't have the money to compete with them. So, I'm not going to tell all the secrets, but this book is all my pains, all my stuff. I put the full-fledged, once again, I put the full formula in there. I put everything in there. Right? And here's where it matters. Fans, country music fans, think that, oh, it's because you're not good enough. I've heard that. I've heard, oh, you ought to go on American Idol. I'm sitting here on the biggest chart in country music, and you got a fan going, you should go on American Idol. I don't need American Idol. I'm on the biggest chart in country music. I need the major record labels to be what? To be integratable and to do what? If it's all about a business, then why are they letting me slide? See, that's the biggest thing you got to realize. If it's a business, which it is, I'm a songwriter, so that means 100%. I own 100% of my royalties. I have 100% of my publishing right now. 99% of their signed artists don't write their own music. And now, because the major labels didn't have the, first of them, most of them are all incompetent. See, when Napster and LimeWire came around, that threatened them right out the gate, and they got that squashed. But then all of a sudden, Rhapsody came out, all right, and then you had Spotify, and you had iTunes and all this stuff, and you had a couple big artists, a bunch of libtards, ironically, but still, you had two big libtards that the world don't like right now. They stood up to iTunes right out the gate, but then one gave in to them, the other one didn't. But they tried. So now the fans, y'all want one song. You just want, I don't like this other 9 songs. I don't know what he was thinking, but, well, an album is where an artist was in our lives. Well, y'all don't like that anymore. But let me just educate you a little bit. For the quality of music that y'all want, and the quality of music that you're actually not paying for, but are paying for, it costs, on average, for a great record, with all the strings being pulled and relationships that we have, it costs around $10,000 for every record. And right now, most of you don't pay for the subscription for Spotify. You do the free thing. All right? Well, guess what? It's still, whether you're even paying a subscription or not, guess what one stream equals? One stream equals decimal point now, decimal, let's put that up front. Decimal point 0.0033 cents per stream. That's what a songwriter's getting paid. You know how crap that is? You know what kind of bull, you know what that is? And here's why it matters what I did. This is where you got to bridge the gap here. This is why I hold the biggest record known to man. Major record labels, they don't use digital and physical charts. They already got that down because they know they have all you fans hooked. They got you where they got you where they want you. They don't use that. They use country radio. Now, 9.9999999 out of 10 country music fans, if you went up to a country music fan on the street and said, do you listen to country radio? They're going to say no. It doesn't matter. That's the system they use. It's a system. All right? It don't matter what you think. So if an artist moves to Nashville today and they want to go, oh, I want to be a country music singer. I want to have Billboard hits. I want to have a hit song. It's Billboard Country Airplay. It ain't Billboard Hot 100. It ain't Billboard Hot 200. It ain't no bullcrap digital physical sales that's going to get you there. Let me show you. I was just saying, my attorney and I were sitting in a venue, songwriter round, 3 years ago. There was an all-female round. And there was a female on the far left that was a little bit heavier set than all the other little pretty little girls that all the guys wanted to talk to when they all finished their round. Well, my attorney liked the little heavier set girl. All right? Pulled her over there, talked to her, said, I love your style, da-da-da-da-da. Well, 3 weeks later, she goes viral on TikTok. Viral. Next thing you know, she's signing a record deal, major record deal with people I know, all right? People who told me, oh, well, your streams and your numbers ain't where they need to be. But I'm on your chart. I'm sitting there on your chart. I know how your whole freaking system operates and works. You incompetent morons. And they sign her. Guess where they take the song? Did anybody learn anything really quick? Billboard Country Airplay. That's where they introduce their artists to you, the fans. Is on the chart that I know how to bypass them and go straight to. Now, people can say, why does it matter if you're sitting in the shoes I'm in? Why it matters is this. It's happened one time before, but that artist was bought out. They paid him, I don't know how many millions to keep his mouth shut. All right? But if we flood that chart with as many artists as possible, and I know how to do it with my team, then what we do is not get bought. What we do is say, no, we don't want your freaking money. We don't want your record deal. We're going to take your record label from you, and we're going to flip this crap over and give it back to the people, and we're going to show it to more fans, and we're going to show more and more fans how you dirty, incompetent rats are running this whole show up here, and they're cramming down people. See, every country music fan right now, you only love all these artists because they make you love them. That's all you've been given. You don't have any other options, and you think you love them because, oh, but you don't even know where they came from. You don't even know how they got there. And then the other fans are saying, well, surely that's some group up there that's picking all these great artists. They're great because it's supposed to be great. They're great because all the writers behind it are hit songwriters, and they're supposed to be great. So you got to flip your mindset. It's supposed to be great because it's not written by the artist. It's written by hit songwriters that I know who are making peanuts right now. But there you go. Even some of you signwriters out there, you're pathetic. You're pathetic. You're just as pathetic because you're taking peanuts while the labels are screwing you over. You all are spineless and have no spines. All because you want notoriety, you want to be big or whatever it is. It's not about the music anymore. It's not about the hearts it's supposed to be touching. It's not about getting them through a rough day. Oh, hell no. It's about your money. It's about your fame and your status. And every one of you treat others like shit. You do. You treat great writers like myself and other people I know like pure shit and scum of the earth. I know who you all are. I know every one of you. Man, I mean, it's gotten that pathetic. And I know all the secrets. I know the money trail. I got the whole money trail. And I think the Attorney General of the United States, when we actually get back in a real situation, because we're under a military occupation right now and a continuity of operations, but when we get on the flip side of this, woo boy, you talking about, that's one person we're going to be having some fun talks with is the Attorney General and show them where y'all put your little money under the pocket over here. I know who you're paying off. I know where it all goes. And you can all change this. Every major record label. It's not that many people, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that many. It's not that many. It's just a handful of people. It ain't that many people who control a whole massive conundrum. It ain't that many. They're all greedy. They all talk to you like the scum of the earth. One of them I put in my book, but I mean, this has been a majority of them. Here you are. You can have a Billboard hit. Literally walk in there and be on the Billboard chart. And talk to a record label person, and here's what they'll say. Well, it's a tough business, son. Let me tell you, it's really tough to be in. I'm on your freaking chart, you retard. Are you serious right now? I'm on your chart. How are you sitting here talking to me like I just moved to town with a dog named Fargo last week from Idaho? Get out of here. Like, this is insane. That's how stupid and incompetent they are. And I know people hate the word stupid, but they're stupid. It's supposed to be a business. And I'm the one sitting here as an artist, as a songwriter, as a producer, with all the same musicians that are on your records. I have the same everything. I have one of the top mixers in the nation. He mixes and masters everything. Man, I mean, it's insane. It's insane. And I'm a veteran. George Strait and I were the only two country music artists in 2020 and 2021 that had a Billboard country music airplay hit song. Do you see any country music publications covering that? I don't think so. And that's another thing I'm coming after. Whiskey Riff, you're all garbage. You're all about your females. You're all about your girls all over your videos. You're all about young girls. Country Rebel, you too. You're all garbage as well. All you're all about are your females and your girls. I've already been featured on your show one time from another guy, but then when one of my buddies goes to the owners of the page and told them who I was and what my team had done and what we had done, oh, we don't have any interest in that. Supposed to be Christian guys, right? They're supposed to be Christian, and they got people on there all the time on their featured, right? Oh, and they prey on veterans. Oh, boy, dude, they put out veteran stories. But, oh, no, dude, here's a guy, Army veteran, and here's George Strait. The only two with the top Billboard Country Airplay. Oh, boy, did they prey on their people. Do they prey on country music fans? All for clicks, all for young girls. That's all they're all about. They're all about the women. Oh, they're all about the women. They ain't about the music. And it's easy to be a country music publication today because why? People only know top 20, top 30 artists. It's easy to be that. But what's even funnier is that they started out as an apparel company. So they start out as an apparel, but then all of a sudden they're country music publication experts. Oh, okay. I got you. It's pathetic where we've gotten. And it's the same thing all over the internet now. There'd be people that write to my page saying, "Hey, I'm so and so. Would love to talk to you about working with you. We have these packages." I'm like, "Excuse me, do you realize that I have Billboard hits, and you're trying to send me a package that you send to artists who've never heard of Billboard or ever heard of anything?" I mean, this is how we've gotten in this nation. All right, so it's pathetic, and I hate to see that country music's come to what it's come to. But now you'll understand this. If you'll go back in 1999, and you'll remember George Strait and Alan Jackson did a little duet together because they were untouchable. And here's why they were untouchable. They both signed before 1990. Everything changed in 1990. Everything. That's when the system changed with Billboard. All right? The first time. The second time it changed was in 2012, when it really became more about this right there. So, when you go back to the 90s, not every artist that was signed in the 90s were, I'm not saying the artists were bad, but that's when the money started flying really heavy. Really bad. It wasn't about the song anymore. It was about how much money you paid for your song to get on radio. So, when you look at George Strait and Alan Jackson, they already had bacoodles of hits. So, in 99, the Country Music Awards were not going to let George Jones sing a full song on the award show. They were going to give him a 20-second clip. And it may have been before, this was before 99. I'm thinking it's probably about 98 or somewhere in there. I'd have to go back and look at the year. You can look it up. Maybe after it. But they were only going to give George, legendary George Jones, who paved the way for all these country music artists to be there. They were going to give him 20 seconds on a song. So Alan Jackson did something that even his own band said they didn't know was coming. He's up there singing Papa Top Again, a song that he covered, was a cover song. And his band said he gave a signal, so he reached behind him and he did a signal behind him to cut off, stop playing. And he made a massive statement. I get chills to this day because, see, what people don't realize what I'm doing is the same thing our founders said. Our founders were wealthy men. They were wealthy, they were successful. When a poor man says, "Give me liberty or give me death," a poor man has nothing to lose. When a wealthy man says, "Give me liberty or give me death," he has everything to lose and was willing to already give it up. See, 95% of country music fans don't know who I am. And here I am, dreamed my whole life of growing up seeing my name on the same Billboard chart with George Strait, and I finally see it there, and fans have no clue, have no respect for Billboard whatsoever. But it's the same exact system as to why they love the same artists that they love. So Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, all those guys, it's the same freaking process. It's the same freaking system. And it has nothing, absolutely nothing, to do with how good you are, if you're talented or not, has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with money. Everything to do with it. And when you look at the dreams that people have, and you put in all this work, it's out of your control. Not one single aspiring artist can compete with the major record labels. Can't do it. Can't do it. Not on their level, you can't. Even like me, when they saw us getting close to top 30, they smack you right out of the way. They know. It's a game. It's a system. I'm telling you. I know. I've been there. I put in the book, which it's not going to ruin anything, but I have a friend. Their team spent almost $600,000 and got the number almost 68. And that's when their team pulled out. How many of you have $600,000 laying around just to see your name get on, not the chart, that ain't even charting, but how many of you have that kind of money laying around that you're not going to get it back, you ain't getting it back. It's just throw it up there, and that's going to get you right around number 70, 75, which ain't charting. You won't see it. You won't even get a printout. And so all these country fans out there, they think they love Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs and all of them. There's so many other great artists out there. And then look at all the ones they booted out. Look at Ricky Van Shelton. Woo, look at Ricky Van Shelton. I don't know how he walked away. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he walked away and didn't say a thing. But he didn't. He walked away and never looked back. And so, the thing is that it's all dirty. They're all dirty. They don't love you. They don't care about you. These artists don't care about you one bit. And when you find out that most of them are liberal, and country music stands for faith, family, and values, especially of what this nation stands for, when you find out a lot of these are liberals, flaming liberals, then I'm going to question your morals as country music fans. I already look at a lot of you that I know and question your morals already. But then again, I got to give a lot of you a hall pass because you don't know how it works. So at what time are we going to listen to someone? So let's get back to Alan Jackson. Alan Jackson and George Strait made a massive statement to the whole freaking world, and no one even saw it. But when you look at what Alan Jackson did first, we'll go with him first. Alan Jackson, he couldn't stand what they were doing to George Jones because Alan came from that old school where he was like, I don't understand why you guys are booting out traditional country. Why can't we have both? Why can't we put half on the radio? Why can't we make more spaces on radio? That shows you the system. All right, that's why y'all hear it over and over and over and over and over and over again. Right? So, Alan Jackson's on the award show. He gives his cut off to his guys. And all of a sudden he goes, I've had choices. Since the day that I was born, there were voices that told me right from wrong. He started singing and playing on his guitar George Jones' song Choices. And when he finished that 20 seconds, he did the 20 seconds of George Jones that they were only going to give George. He turned, he completely walked off the set. Didn't even stay for the award show. Walked straight out the back, got on his bus, told his bus driver, said, hit it home. Just like that. Adios. Now that right there is no different than give me liberty or give me death. He walked off the freaking award show. You think he cared what country music fans, all the little sissy fans out there thought? Because we definitely got some sissy country music fans. They can't handle it. Just like 3 years ago before the whole world knew me in government, oh boy, my little hometown, oh my goodness, these law enforcement guys whose balls are the size of BBs, because when I walk by them now, they don't say nothing now. Oh boy, they're a little hush-hush little mouse. They don't say a thing now. They don't say a word. We have some sissy folks in this nation. We have some weasels in this nation. We have some moles in this nation. We have people that have no spine, no backbone, won't stand up for what they believe in. But then when a guy like me beats the system twice, badly, oh, you're a sport. Oh, you can't handle it. You're not any good. I have the very key, once again, this book, if every single artist, songwriter, producer came together with me and my team, and we're not talking about that stupid kind of money. No whatsoever. Oh no. When I say this ain't no gimmick to it, this ain't no gimmick. we're going to go in there and brutalize the country music industry. It ain't going to cost. All it's going to cost is what it costs to actually do what it's got to do. Which you got to pay musicians to do what they do. That's what we're talking about. This ain't one of those things that you see all over Instagram where it's like some hit songwriter who has no balls either and no spine. I know a lot of you too out there. I know a lot of you hit songwriters. Oh, come join my program. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a songwriter, quit falling for that bullcrap. They throw you crumbs like Hansel and Gretel, and they keep you at bay, and they talk generically. Well, you know, you want to write a song, here's what you do. You just get your little piece of paper out, and, well, you get your pen, you get your little guitar out here, and let's just say, well, you know, you're out in the forest today, was out in the woods walking around, and I saw a bird land on a tree, and that bird took a big poop, and it landed on me. You know, that's how they show you how to write a song. Ain't nobody come out of any of these songwriter programs that went on to have a hit song. The other thing they're doing is finding women through there. All right? So, if you're old and you're one of those old creepy guys, well, you may just found you a marketing tactic. But, shame on you. That's what a lot of them are doing. They're either making money off of you and throwing you a crumb, or they're trying to find women without getting on Tinder and Bumble and all the others. The other thing hits songwriters, these dudes up there, right, they have no spine. They just kowtow everybody, and they think it's going to keep getting better until it don't. Until they're getting little checks of 0.0033 cents. Oh, my goodness. I totaled out $43 this year in royalties. Ain't nobody going to make it like that. Ain't nobody making it like that. And all these artists that you see all over Instagram, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord, the woods are full of them. And they making everybody think they're the next big thing. And they ain't. The females are half naked. And I'm like, okay, what's your conversion ratio? What's your conversion of that half-naked picture and all them likes from all them weird sausages in their basement? What's that conversion ratio over your streams? It ain't. The only way to have a hit song in country music right now, as it sits, is to know what I know, because I've been there twice. And I've been waiting for the right moment to expose all this. See, I've got a #1 bestseller right now with this right here. And it's still selling like hotcakes. This shows how Donald John Trump is still your lawful sitting commander-in-chief, but he's in a wartime president role. Laws and orders. All right, I had to wait for the opportune time to do this because I wanted to make sure that I served my nation first as a veteran, and I'm doing what I'm doing as a veteran. But every single artist, you're wasting your time. Every single songwriter, you're wasting your time, I'm telling you. You're wasting your time. You're wasting time, energy, sanity, and money. And you're meeting all these people up there and you're trying to do things, you're trying to cut corners, you're trying to save money, or you're getting gypped by some dude who just wants his willy wet, all right, and he's lying to you, all you females, because he's got a studio, and he's got all this. But if you're also trying to do that too, then that makes two. It takes two to tango. So, but there's so much stuff that I could expose here. I've seen it. And there's a reason why God let me slide through the crack. There's a reason why He did. God knows. And everything that they try up there in Nashville on you, the very thing that they'll try to smear on you is the very thing they're doing. I had that happen to me 3 years ago before I went viral. There was a group of people trying to smear some stuff on me. I wasn't even in Nashville. That's what was hilarious about it. That's where it backfired on them. I wasn't even in Nashville. Wasn't nowhere near Nashville. I was in Colorado. And I'm like, so I'm so-and-so. I'm supposed to be in Nashville. Here I am in Fort Collins, Colorado. Explain that. And when that circulated by the right people that knew me and all that stuff got squashed, those people are also fearful of me right now. Because I know everything. I know everything on everybody. And it ain't going to benefit me from a different manner. I don't want to benefit from their loss. I want to benefit with you, all you artists out there and songwriters. Where we benefited is saving country music. Now, I'm not one of those that thinks country's got to sound a certain way, but it needs to be real music again, not this digital bullcrap trash they're putting out to you calling it music. We need real instruments again. We need to bring back the steel guitar and the fiddle, all right, which are on my record heavily. All right, and I just brought the fiddle back on all my records, and they'll be on my next record, heavy. We got to bring back real music that's authentic, that people can listen to. This digital garbage that you country music fans think is music, are you serious right now? How can you go from George Strait to listen to this bullcrap? How? And did you not know most of you country music fans claim to be conservatives? Why are you supporting Beyonce? Are you serious right now? She gave a buckoodle of money to the Democrats. All right? Are you serious right now? And every one of you that share that, you're a disgrace to country music. You're a disgrace to country music. And you're a disgrace to everybody who paved the way. See, that's why Alan Jackson did what he did. The other thing is we got a few country artists out there that came from Texas. Texas artists. Uh-oh. Oh, did I step on somebody out there? I know 3 of you that signed major record deals, and you all trashed Nashville before then. You were all gung-ho. I ain't never signed no record deal. Them Nashville record label people. And y'all dropped a few bad words on them, but all of a sudden you're signing record deals with the same people you trashed. What's that tell me? That tells me you can be bought. That tells me you were bought. That tells me that also the people in those seats, they're spineless as well. Because you trashed them and then signed a deal with them. You're all garbage. And oh boy, I could keep going with it. You country music fans need to know the truth. A song like Till You Can't, that song was going to be a hit song with whoever recorded it. It was going to be a hit song with whoever recorded it because guess who wrote it? Not the artist. That artist didn't write that. And guess who he's riding on the coattails of? George Strait. See, and I can talk because I can write all my stuff. I write a lot of my stuff solo. So see, if you want to come at me, I hope they do. I hope every artist I call out try to come at me. I write all my stuff. I co-write it or I write it solo. So please give me the publicity. Please give me the publicity. Please come on. Come on. And all these people will go out there and glorify. And they'll put these sad stories on you. Oh, so-and-so, he came from jail and he did this and he turned his life around. And oh. And then you'll see some old school from the 90s guy trying to stay relevant going, oh man, he's singing my song. And this dude looks like he walked straight out of freaking Deliverance, freaking banjos and overalls. And he's standing there with a dude all tatted up, looking like he just like came straight out of Harlem. And you're like, how? And then fans are going, oh, look at this diversity. Oh, look at this inclusion. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is how the world comes together right here. We got Hillbilly Bumpkin from freaking Deliverance, and we got old boy right here straight out of Compton. And they're coming together, and they're going to do a country song for us. Boy, country music fans are a appeal, and it ain't everybody. See, so then you gotta dice up the fans. Like you got to dice up age demographics. But ironically, there's 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds that are going to more of this crap than even some of the 20 and 30-year-olds. So you're like, well, I don't know. Maybe I need to just put you all in one lump sum. So Alan walks off the set. Then, in 99 for sure, George Strait and old Alan, woo, they lay it on the line, baby, but nobody else paid attention. See, the record labels couldn't do nothing to them because they were too powerful at the time. They had too much money. But I know both the songwriters of this song, so thank you, Larry Shell and Larry Cordell, for your, thank you. Thank you for writing this song, whether it ever got recorded or not. But thank you, George Strait, and thank you, Alan Jackson, for this beautiful song. Nobody saw him running from 16th Avenue. They never found the fingerprint or the weapon that was used. But someone killed country music, cut out its heart and soul. They got away with murder down on Music Row. See, when I was singing a song growing up, Chasing That Neon Rainbow, the country music fans of that era, everybody knew what Music Row was. Fans today don't even know what Music Row is. That's an atrocity. There are so many men and women who paved the way for a guy like me, little Derek Jonhson, to go up the Billboard chart, and now fans don't even know who you are. But especially for all the artists that have paved the way. And now all these artists that are standing there, they have no appreciation for it. None whatsoever. But they'll try to prey on you fans out there. They'll try to, they'll go get a song back here and make you think that they loved it. No. Some young hotshot producer saying, hey, if you'll do this, make this song back, all these fans will support you. They don't love the song for the lyrics. They don't love the song for what it's supposed to bring to your heart and soul. And I know a lot of them. I know one of them too that recently won a major award. Oh, and the whole world thinks they know her. They're all sellouts. They all sold their souls. They all sold out. Money. Money talks, BS walks. The almighty dollar and the lust for worldwide fame slowly killed tradition, and for that someone should hang. All you tell them, Alan. They all say not guilty, but the evidence will show that murder was committed down on Music Row. For the steel guitars no longer cry, and the fiddles barely play, but drums and rock and roll guitars are mixed up in your face. Old Hank, he wouldn't have a chance on today's radio, since they committed murder down on Music Row. They thought no one would miss it once it was dead and gone. They said no one would buy them old drinking and cheating songs. Oh, but I still buy them. That was what they put in the song. I do that too, but, well, there ain't no justice in it, and the hard facts are cold. Murder's being committed down on Music Row. Then they got a tagline. Well, they even tell the possum to pack up and go back home. There's been an awful murder down on Music Row. See, back in the old days, they even had nicknames for artists. The old George Jones song that Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes? See, these artists today, they don't have any passion behind it. They don't care about whose shoes they're filling. They don't care. When Daryl Singletary passed away, did they honor him? No, because he was conservative and traditional. They had to honor Charlie Pride because he was black, but shame on you, country music. You only did it because of that. So all you record label people and all you at the association and all you at the academy, you're all liberal, woke, and you're garbage because you weren't going to. You didn't want to, because old Charlie was conservative as well. All right? It ain't about being black. If it was about being black, how come Mickey Guyton, how come they can't break her to radio? How come they can't do that? Radio's just as trash. All the radio programmers, I'm telling you, I know everything. They're all trash. Trini Triggs was a black guy. He had some hits, about the same level hits as I had. Black guy. Country, cowboy. Trini Triggs looked like the guy that was on Walker, Texas Ranger, Trevette. Muscled up, cowboy, black guy in the early 2000s. He had some hits in the 40s and the 50s. Why didn't they push him? So if you want to see who's actually racist, who's actually hypocrites, go check out the ones who are breaking it on radio. They all are liberal and woke in their voting, majority of them. But oh boy, are they racist. They're big time racist. How come there's not been any black country music singers since Charlie Pride? And they say Darius Rucker. Darius Rucker was already Hootie and the Blowfish. So that's bullcrap as well. That's also an atrocity to Trini Triggs, Dion Pride, who's Charlie's son, and also Mickey Guyton. How come they can't break her the radio? And she's signed to a major record label. How? Country music fans, I'm telling you, you don't even have a clue how deep this crap is. It's all garbage. And if you really love music for music, then you will seek to understand why you support what you support. Because there's a lot of great artists out there that you could be supporting. You could be. If music's great because you love music, if the song speaks to you, then how come y'all share top 20, all of your pages, you share every single thing? Luke Combs could say he farted today 5,000 bubbles, and you'll share it 5,000 times. But a guy like me puts up, man, I'm on the Billboard chart. I got 5 shares back in 2021 and 2020. 5 shares. Had 20-something thousand followers on my page. How's that? How is that? Oh, music's universal. Same people will tell you, oh, music, this song speaks to my soul. It speaks to your soul because you're told to like it. It was crammed down your throat. You didn't choose that song. The song chose you because it was crammed down your throat. And here I am. I got the full secrets. All of it. It's in the book. Everything's in the book. The whole money trail's in the book. It's in the book. And we need it to be a #1 seller like this one. Because we need all the major record labels to get a hold of it. We need all the major publishing companies to get a hold of it. And they might just get one. I say might. I am going to send a bunch of them a copy. We'll see if they read it or not. But we need every aspiring artist to get a hold of it. It's really that simple. It's an atrocity what country music's gotten to. It's really an atrocity. I mean, I've seen a lot of people get screwed over. I've seen a lot of people, I've seen some, I wouldn't say things like you see in the Patriot world talking about. A lot of Patriots out there have some stuff confused with that, but there's a lot of dirty people out there. There's a lot of, in the business, there's a lot of dirt there. Me and 2 others personally, 3 of us, we personally busted up a sex ring out of a studio one time. All right, we did that. We got to make that bust. I mean, there's some dirty stuff in the business, and all these people allowed all these young artists. They'll say anything, and a lot of them actually do have, what you call heavy metal, or they call heavy metal like accolades. It's not about the music anymore. It's unfortunate. It's just not. It's not about the song. And the real unfortunate is they've hooked all these young children. So this young generation is going to be hard because they have a short attention span. They don't care about manners. They don't care about integrity. They don't care about loyalty. They don't care about honesty. They don't care about transparency. They think that if they like it, well, they don't care. As long as they like it, they don't care if someone's just about being murdered on the other side of it. They would almost let that slide. That's how bad we've gotten in this nation. And that's the very thing these labels wanted to do. They got your children hooked on sex, partying, drugs, and heavy alcohol. They have been successful at it. And it's going to be hard to get music back to what it was because of all that young generation. We have 20-year-olds going to a concert of an artist out there who sings about cocaine. And they're jamming to it. And it's F this and F that and F this country now. Country music. And that's what the kids are listening to. And that's what they think is country music. And it's all these F-bombs and F this and F that and F your mama and F that. And, the song about the nasty song out there, country guy. Right? About his something about his, you know what, certain way a female was, you know what. I mean, this is what these young fans think country music is. I mean, it's sitting in what we've got to. And they're hooked. That's the problem is it is like a drug to them. They're hooked on it. You can't get them off of it. You can't show them what a great country song actually is supposed to sound like. Because once the cat's out of the bag, once the toothpaste is out of the tube, it's hard to get it back. But the one that really gets you is how you can hear some of them listening to George Strait. You're like, how do you like George Strait? And then you go to this guy who is like dog cussing and got tattoos all over him and looks like that's another thing. The tattoo phase has gotten way out of hand. I don't know what in the world has gotten into people. I'm not against tattoos, but my God, some of y'all have absolutely gone off the rocker with these tattoos. And some of y'all ain't being good friends either. Some of y'all need to tell your friend, whoa. You're pale. When you get 80 and that thing starts sagging and looking like this, when you get your back, your T-Rex, but when you get 80 and that T-Rex is looking like some of y'all, what have we gotten to in the world? How did we get here? I mean, really, how did we get here? We got dudes that don't even know if they're male or female. We got females that don't know if they're male or female. Then they want to look like one, and then they want to be the polar opposite, and then they want to have mixed match, and then they want to be, I look like a dude, but I'm having a baby, and I look like the female, but I'm the man. Where did we get? How did we get here? And if I didn't know what was going on with what I know is going on with this, which is great. We're saving America and we're saving the world. But if I didn't know, I would be one of those two going, God, please, Lord God, I'm being a forward observer right now. Please call in an asteroid strike and just wipe us all out right now. Because we have this Build-A-Bear society we've gotten to, we look like there's a few of us that are great and we look normal. But then the rest are Build-A-Bear idiots. How did we get here? We look like a crap show, and add the other word to it. The rest of the world's looking at us like, wow, I used to want to be an American, but thank God I'm in a communist country now. That's what a lot of people probably are thinking. They're like, oh man, I used to want to be there, but my God, look at the Build America idiot those people become. And every country music singer today, they look like they rated a 75% off rack at Rue 21. Like, they all look the same. When I moved to Nashville, they're like, man, You know, you gotta, that same thing they said to George Strait, man, you don't need to be wearing that cowboy hat and them boots and buckle. I'm like, I grew up this way. I lived on a ranch. I lived on a cattle ranch. I've baled hay in a hot August. I have done this. I've done, right? And then in the 90s, you had George Strait, Alan Jackson, Mark Chestnut, Clint Black, David Lee Murphy. You had Tracy Lawrence, Tracy Byrd. You had David, David Kirsch. You had Paul Brandt. You had, who am I missing? You had other guys. All wore cowboy hats, looked the same, but their music sounded completely different. How is that? And then you get into Nashville now, they look like they just literally went to Route 21 to 75% off right. Yeah, I'll take the skinniest jeans you got available with the most holes in it. And I need these sneakers over here. And I need me some of these fake jewelry. Yeah, I need some of that stuff too, as many as you got. And they put their little shirt on that says Van Halen or something like that. And then they put their little jacket, little shirt on, little button up that goes over it. Then they spruce their hair up like a banty rooster. And then they, and they put their little makeup on, and then they get out there and they go, well, this is my new single out. It's about, this, and this. It ain't country. It ain't country whatsoever. And they're in Nashville. What are you doing in Nashville? You ain't country. Go sing a song in L.A. Go do something else, bro. See, that's the other thing. Is like country music's supposed to be about a lifestyle. Beyonce? Come on, country fans. Have some spines out there. Don't download it. Don't add it on the algorithms. It's not rocket science. Shabuzi? Are we serious right now? Are we serious, country music? Oh my God. George Strait. How did we get from, how did we get here? It's beyond me. And then, like I said, my own family wouldn't share my stuff. My own family. Shame on you. Shame on you. In my own family, they'll go to top 20, top 30 concerts, and I'm like, you never share my stuff. I'm on the same Billboard chart as all your favorites. And it's not just me. There's other artists that have been on Billboard that didn't have record deals who got the same kind of treatment from their family, from their friends. I'm doing this for them too. Dylan Jacobson. I can name them. There's a lot of great artists out there that people are not looking at. How did we get here? How do we have people that don't care what they're supporting? And then when someone blows up and they do something stupid or they get arrested, guess what happens? Negative publicity is publicity. So you'll have all these fans taken up for one of them and the other one over here doing this. And it's like both of you idiots are still making the algorithm make this person stay here. And all the ones that didn't even know about them to begin with are discovering them. And what? The what? Rich get richer. And the publicists love it. Right? Publicists are like, woo! Yeah, we needed something like that to happen. I had someone tell me that way back, a few years ago. You need to do something controversial. You need to say something or do something very controversial to make country music fans not like you. And then it'll flip your algorithms. And I'm like, are you serious right now? So you don't want me to do things the integrable way because there's a system to follow that country music fans have no idea about? I know all the secrets. I got all of them. Once again, every artist, every single artist out there, every mama, if you have a daughter, Don't let them move to Nashville. Don't let them go. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Don't let them do it. Every single artist, every single songwriter, every aspiring producer, whatever you are, I'm telling you right now, you may think you know, but you have no clue how it works. Here I am doing everything by integrity, standard, protocol, etiquette. And I got someone telling me, you ought to do something controversial. I didn't, by the way. I didn't even try. You know what happened? I became a Christian on November the 8th, excuse me, 2021. Not that long ago. That was after so it was after I got mad at everybody in my hometown. I done had it, literally. And I said, I got on my knees, I prayed to God, I said, you know what? Maybe I need to do what you want me to do for a change. And I did. I completely quit everything. I went into I don't know what you call it, but I went away for a while. And I completely changed my thought process and my priorities. And I said, all right, well, if you don't want me in country music, take me out. Well, I went globally viral August 24, 2022 in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, on a back road. And I was telling how President Trump is still your lawful sitting president. Everybody thought I was crazy back then, especially my family even then. I ain't so crazy anymore because everything's coming out. Last week, what are we, a third term? Yeah, we'll be a third term in November, starting in January. Not crazy anymore. All being validated. Everything's being validated. All the haters and trolls I had in that, they're digging holes deeper than anybody's ever dug a hole before. It's all being told. It's all being exposed. Being validated everywhere by all kinds of people. All for serving beyond my service and answering a call and having a spine and not being scared. There ain't nothing that nobody can do. God said there's no weapon formed against you shall prosper. If you're following him, God only knows your heart. I don't know you. I don't know you. Can't judge you. I know me. And God said, you got to have a spine right now in this nation. Everybody has to have a spine. You have to stand up for things that matter. And there's a lot of people. Woo! Are there a lot of people? There's a lot of people who claim to be Christians, but they don't live that life of what that little black book says it's supposed to be. There's a lot of people who are God in name only, meaning they're all off their lips. That's all they are. God knows, and he knows. He knows exactly every walk that I made in Nashville. And he knows that I did everything by integrity, honesty, transparency, etiquette, protocol, and standards. He let me go viral for a reason. One, I love this nation. I served it for all the right reasons. I didn't get to serve as long as I wanted to, but God knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. I had written those documents. I had those things written from 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. I had documented all this, what became this. Same thing with country music. I have everything. I have every single thing from the top to the bottom. Major record labels, major publishing companies, hit songwriters, hit producers. I know how every facet works like the back of my eyelids. Every single aspiring singer, songwriter, producer, or whatever you are, do not fall for that garbage up there. Don't do it. You don't want to get in that web. I'm telling you right now. There's a way to beat the system. I've beat it twice. I can go back to Billboard anytime I want. Anytime I want. I'm telling you, it's that simple. It really is that simple. And I've got the people that want to help you. And I ain't talking about money. You ain't going to be putting up no money. And you ain't going to be signing your life away like these people do. It ain't one of those gimmicks like that. I'm telling you, people that know me, if you don't know me out there and you're seeing this video for the first time, there's plenty of people who will vouch for me and my people. I'm telling you right now, I got way more for me than the few morons that are against me. This ain't one of those things that one of those, oh, buy this program and get rich quick. This ain't one of those, buy those programs, here's how you write a hit song. This ain't one of those, buy those programs and here's how you get a hit song. No. This is how you can be your own person, your own artist, your own songwriter, your own producer. This is how you can do it. Whatever you are, wherever you are. This is how we give the power back to the people. President Trump told you that January the 20th, 2017, we're giving the power, we're taking the power out of D.C., we're giving it back to you, the people. All right? I've now been down to Mar-a-Lago and Trump International 7 times. I know a lot of great people. There's a reason why President Trump and the J6 band debuted at #1. There's a secret behind it. I know every avenue is the same way. Once again, that don't just happen. It ain't because the song was great. We're taking down systems. All right? Everything's having a system reset. There's a way to be a part of it. And there's a way to do it. Etiquette, protocol, standard, honesty, integrity. And there's a way for you not to sign your life away. There ain't going to be no stupid contracts like that. You ain't going to be signing your life away. You ain't going to be paying out the rear end like some of these people do. I know somebody recently got taken for 50 grand. 50 grand. And this person, oh man, that person, it was another male-female situation. Surprising. Not surprising. Man, I'm telling you, money, the Bible tells you it's the lust of money. It's not money. It's the lust of money. It does take some money to do certain things, yes. But these people, they want money so bad. And there's been so many country music artists that could have done this. I'm so disappointed. There's a particular one out there, claims to be a patriot. You know, and I've had people come to me. I had one recently again. I could be making, and my team will vouch for this, I could be making probably $20,000, $30,000 a month if I wanted to, just by putting ads on my page. And I'm not talking about the kind that the actual apps do. Facebook and some of them will do that. No, I'm talking about companies that want me to take their name and put on my pages. I have been propositioned by everybody you can think of. I have been in positions of being bought. Hadn't done it. Because I know every dirty secret. I know every piece of the puzzle. I have every piece of the puzzle of the whole top level of country music system. Don't have to be bought. I got the most valuable thing in the world. I have the whole system by the you-know-what, and it's a matter of how hard I want to squeeze on it. Luckily, I'm not that kind of guy because I don't like grabbing that kind of stuff. So we're going to use another thing. I got them right by the throat. It's how hard I want to squeeze on it. And once this book circulates and triculates, there's going to be a dumpster fire like nobody's business. But they had their chance. They had their chance. The last major record label I was in, I've been in all the major record labels. I've been there. We tried it. We tried to see if they'd do an honest deal, but they wouldn't. Sitting there asking questions like I just moved to town last week. I'm on your chart, and you're talking to me like I just moved to town last week? That ain't how it's going to cut it. See, they took a chance on me. That's why my book's called The Royal Flush. See, a royal flush, the odds of having a royal flush, you can live 80 years. You'd have to play 679,000 hands for 80 years, and you might have one royal flush. That's the odds of that. So, in one way, yeah, they played a good bluff, per se. However, they shouldn't have done that with me. Every major record label I went in, and every major publishing company I went in for a writer's deal, they knew my resume. They know all the people I've worked with. They know all the people I've written with. All inside guys. So why did they do that? I think that was God. I really do. And I know that sounds, to some people, they'll take that the wrong way, but that's fine. I know my heart, and I know I have every secret known to man. For every single artist who wants a hit song, wants a great record, just a great record even, can flood the system. And we can flip it. We can flip it. Oh, we can do it. There's no doubt about it. We can do it. So, that's the key thing for people, is that you just gotta appreciate, once again, the history of something. And the wrong people got control of it. Just like something else in our nation. The wrong people got in control of what? Congress. The wrong people got in control of our government. And guess what happened? All the people kept saying stuff like, not everybody, because I wasn't, and I know a lot of you weren't. But a lot of people did what? Oh, that's Congress's job. That's what they get paid to do. It'll work itself out. Just let them work it out. And then here we are. Did it work itself out? How'd that go for everybody? Did Congress just work it out? No, they didn't. Country music's the same way. It was going great for a while, and it almost slipped up in the 80s. When Barbara Mandrell came out with I Was Country When Country Wasn't Cool, that song wasn't just about, oh, I was country before you were country. No. That song was a powerful statement song because of what Urban Cowboy almost did to country music. And it almost ruined the cowboy world too. A lot of my cowboy people and cowgirl people hate that movie. Because I'm going to tell you what, get your butt on a bull. Go get on a real bull. We'll see how quick you'll cowboy on a bull versus a mechanical bull. Go on with your bad self. I promise you. You don't want to do that. So, all this country cool and all this bull crap, country's a lifestyle. It's about roots, faith, family, God, country life, even cheating songs, heartbreak songs, steel guitar, the fiddle. And guess what Broadway's done now? All you girls that go to Nashville and all you Broadway girls and all that bull crap, all you tourists, guess what they put on the doors now? You can't even take a steel guitar now into the bars down there. Imagine that. So shame on you, all you bar owners up there. Man. Well, I could say something ruthless right now, but I ain't going to do it. I probably shouldn't do that, but I could say it like this. Only if people weren't there, if people were not there, not a single soul was there, I wish the flood would come down there and just wipe out all those bars. It don't even have anything to do with country music anymore. Artists aren't discovered from Tootsie's. Artists aren't discovered from those bars anymore. It's all tourist town. It's all to take money from people. It's an atrocity what country music become. The Grand Ole Opry, you are also a disgrace to country music. You're a disgrace as well. The Grand Ole Opry. Yeah. All the artists y'all let on your stage now, on those sacred floors, what a disgrace you become. Y'all have no spines. See, the thing is that the labels and radio have been controlling the system, and no one stood up to them. No. There's where your spine was supposed to be, you hit songwriters. You all have no spines. You just keep taking your crumbs and keep thinking it's going to change. And here they are. They just keep driving on, these artists. And y'all just keep taking the crumbs. But y'all whine and complain about your paychecks. But it's because you don't have a spine and you won't stand up to the ones who are screwing you over. And it's me too, but I don't have the big voice like some of you big artists do. And how can you, once again, how can you have #1 hits, top 5 hits, and claim to be Billy Bad Bones, but you won't do anything about it? And every one of you go on a tour, and all your tour lists are hit artists from the same grid system. But you make these patriots out there think that you're a patriot. You're a hypocrite. You're not helping artists. You're not helping young artists. You're not helping great artists, great songwriters. Oh, no. No, no. You're helping the ones in the red system. You're just as guilty. Two of you. There's 2 of you who really claim to be big patriots. And all your tours are loaded with the same trash system. It's because y'all are too comfortable in them lifestyles. You ain't no give me liberty or give me death. No, no, no. You ain't that. You're too comfortable where you're at. You don't want to sacrifice. You don't want to take one for the team. You don't want to be the patriot, because that's what being a patriot would actually be doing. Every one of our founders died. They didn't die old men on their back porch. They died a brutal death or in war because of what they wrote. Go look it up. That's what being a patriot is. It's not having a little red check by your name on True Social and looking like you're some Billy Bad Bones when we know you're not. Especially all of us that know the behind the scenes and how you got where you got. No, you're not. You're a hypocrite. So you want to be all Billy Bad Bones right here. But no, no. Oh, if I just let your name slide, the whole world will know who both of you are. You're hypocrites. You ain't no patriot. And I don't have a #1 hit or a top 5 or top 10 or top 20. I just got these 2 little 40s outliers over here. And country music fans don't even know country artists in the 40s and the 50s. Don't even know in the 30s. Unsigned artists. What an atrocity to country music. Dylan Jacobson, CJ Solar. I can name some names here. CJ had a top, like a number 32 hit. How many fans know him? He's written some big #1 hits. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, fans. If you love music for the right reasons, if you love it because it speaks to you, it talks to you, then it don't matter who it's from, if they're top 20, top 30, but the ones that get me the most are the ones that say, you focus too much on the Billboard chart. We just love great music. You only share top 20, top 30 artists. Every one of you have said that. The only artists you know are the top 20. That's why you look stupid and you look ignorant. Every fan that's ever said that, every fan that's ever said, you focus too much on the Billboard, we just love great music. only can name Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, and all that stuff. That's why you look stupid. And you keep supporting people that let you down. They don't care about you. It ain't about the music. It ain't about the song. They ain't even writing their stuff. And then they'll show that, oh, Luke and Morgan, they show those two guys. They show, oh, discography. When you know the hit writers they're in the room with, you know who's pulling those lines. And some of these songs are so easy to write. There ain't no more ships that don't come in. There's no more, oh, goodbye time kind of songs. The songs that they got them co-writing, it's like 3 or 4 of them, and it's like a repetitive line. And you're like, it took 4 of y'all to write that? And then fans can't see that? Fans cannot see that 4 writers had to write this little cheesy song? If I'd have written a song, and I know all the hit publishers in town, I know all the big publishers. If I wrote a song and went in there and played my guitar over here and I said, and I played a song, you know, rolling up the river, gotta get me a catfish dinner, don't it sound like a winner? You'd be laughed out of the freaking room. Oh, but because it's a top 20 artist, it's a great hit song. Publishers, you're weasels too. You're all hypocrites. You're all liars. You're all the biggest weasels out of the whole bunch. You don't care about great songs. It ain't about great songs. In every publishing company in town, the publishing company I work for, we had like 100,000 songs in our catalog. 100,000 songs. Had you heard them? No. None of you have heard them. I'm telling you, it's a dirty business. It's dirty, it's political, but it's dirty, it's corrupt. They're hypocrites, they're liars, they're thieves. I also know a bunch of great hit songwriters. I had a roommate, he wrote a big #1 hit song y'all have all heard. He was in a write one day and he had to go, he had to leave. He left the write. Next thing you know, they didn't reschedule the write. Month or 2 goes by. Hit song comes out on the radio. It was his hook, his idea, but he didn't get credit for it. Those fools didn't cut him in because he had to leave and go to a doctor's appointment. And ain't a thing he could do about it. They were a lot bigger hit writer than he was. Not a thing. Because it's all money and politics. Money and politics. And I'm telling you, all you artists out there, all you especially you songwriters, you do all these writer rounds in Nashville, you better not be sitting there playing your great songs out there at these writer rounds. They getting taken too. They getting the great lyrics being taken because you ain't got no power. You ain't got no control. I'm telling you, y'all better start listening. Y'all better pay attention to someone who's been there, done that, and ain't had the big hits, but I've been on the same chart. I know it. I got all the dirty secrets. I know all their dirty secrets. I know their dirty laundry. I know all of it. I know how their game works. I know how the TV shows work. I know how all of it works. And see, they messed with the most loyal person. I was the most loyal up to a point. Up to a point. I wouldn't sell my soul. I wouldn't sell my soul to the devil. I wasn't signing no deal that was going to sell my soul. I sat in there, poker face, with all these major pubs and all these major record labels. And I said, I'm an artist. I write most of my music. I produce it. I have the same musicians on my record as all of you. And they even acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. They're like, man, you write with more writers than we can get our artists in with. How can you say that and let me walk out of there? You know how incompetent you are, Sony? Uh-oh. Oh, did I say a label? You know how incompetent y'all are over there? You're supposed to be a major record label. And you're acknowledging that I write with more hit writers than your artists. But then you flip around and ask what my revenue is in a controlled system? Thank you for letting me walk out of there, you incompetent fools. Because I have everything on you. I have everything for all of you aspiring songwriters, artists out there. Do not fall for the trap. Fans, you've got to get tough again. You got to go back to manners, loyalty, respect, everything. All these things. You got to appreciate where a guy is saying, look, I don't have the big hits, but I tell you what, I have all the answers for every single person walking on this planet that ever thinks about moving to Nashville or wanting to have a country music hit. I have all the answers out of anybody. And I love Ricky Van Shelton. I respect him. I love all his music, but he should have done this a long time ago. He walked away, and I give him some honor there. He walked away from something he loved. He tipped his hat, and he never looked back. He quit. He never came back. He don't tour. He don't do anything. It took a man to walk away, so I commend you for that in one way. However, I'm doing what he should have done and a lot of others should have done. How come no other artist in history has stood up and said exactly how this crap works, and especially now that the royalties ain't doing anything? How come no other artist has stood up? How come we have these patriots out there claiming to be patriots and they ain't stood up to it? How come? So it makes you wonder. It does make you question them too as well. It makes you question. So I'm telling you, I know that the book costs a little something, but that's just because it has to be printed. If you got to look at this, it's a great quality print. I got both cameras here, so I mean, these are quality books. This is a great company that does it. I don't know how they even do it in today's print world, but if you look at the color, all right, and I put great detail in the book. This is 200 and I think 16 pages. 207. 210. My bad. 210 pages. The country music book's 198 pages. And it should be up on Amazon soon for Kindle. For like $4.99. It's going to cost you less than a freaking Starbucks coffee to hear all the secrets of country music. They got exposed and hosed, baby. Exposed and hosed. It was just time to bring it all down. It was time to close the curtain on the dirty fools. And, of course, I also commend George Strait and all these other guys because they didn't bite the hand that fed them. So there's some integrity in that as well. Because if they would have come out and said something, it would look like that they were biting the hand that feeds them. And they were biting the one that actually gave them the lifestyles they have. So in one way, the guys that had the mega success like that, it's a little bit more integral that they didn't, do that. But a guy like me, I didn't get in the top 30. Top 30 would have changed my life a little bit more. Not much, but a little bit more. Because you get in the forever top 30 countdown for at least for that one song. But it didn't happen. So I actually stand more of a chance to, do whatever you want to call it for country music than anybody. Because I haven't been bought and they can't buy me. And I'm going to tell you what right now. If they came to me tonight, tomorrow, whenever, and they said, we'll give you a record deal if you take all these videos down, you put this book up. Ain't happening, Kojak. We coming for everything. I'm not. People who know me know. You might not know that, but people who know me, they know. This means business. And you better bring a whole freaking army if you think you're going to do anything about it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, you better bring it. Because that's already been prepared for and planned for as well. Go on and think you're going to bring it. You ain't doing nothing. And the more you trash my name, the more guilty you're going to look. See, because if anybody who comes after me, you're going to make yourself look guilty. Because I have everything. I have everything. I have every money trail. I know how everything works in every facet. So make that on the record. Any artist, any hit songwriter, any hit producer, any major record label, any hit publisher, anybody who comes after me, anybody, it's going to make them look guilty because I have everything on them. I have been on Billboard Country Airplay, the top chart in country music, the only chart that the major record labels score their #1 hit song is Billboard Country Airplay. I have everything. They can offer the world. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So the flip side of that is, ladies and gentlemen, as I close, because I need to go, obviously I've been rattling off here, every single aspiring artist, once again, if you're a singer, artist, whatever you call yourself, if you're a daddy, a mama, whoever, and you know anybody that's a singer or a songwriter or even a producer who have never gotten a break, or they just hadn't got the attention they deserve, or whatever that may be, whoever they are, I have my people lined up. I have my manager, I have my attorneys, I have my social media manager. Everybody's in place. You'll be able to talk to them first. It won't be coming to me, first off. Everything's set up where you'll talk through management. You'll talk to the actual right personnel. You'll be able to meet with them first. You'll be doing like a Zoom or in person, whatever. It'll be going through all the right people first, set up that way, and then we'll talk about, how you take down and how first you got to have great music, produce it first. We'll go through all the right processes, and then we'll work our way up. And that's how we take it one step at a time, and how we take them down one step at a time. And the more that they actually, if they even tried to boycott us, the more they even boycott us shows their guilt as well. And we can also take that higher publicity. So see, we got them right where we want them. So if you have a singer out there, songwriter, producer, whoever it is, they need to get this book or either contact us. Either way, doesn't matter. If you ain't got the money, I get it. You can't afford it, I get it. I don't need your money that bad. This is just a way to get it out there to all those where they can read, empower themselves. Don't fall for the trap. Don't get in a trap. Don't get in a money pit. This is how you keep them from being broke. I mean, there's so many aspiring artists that get in money pits. I know a guy, God love him. He got $400,000 in debt. He kept thinking, this is going to be my year. This is going to be it. This is my album. This is going to be it. This is going to be my album. $400,000 in debt. And you couldn't tell him. You couldn't tell him. Even someone that, like, man, come on, bro. Dude, listen to me, man. There's so many artists that have been screwed over. Songwriters, artists have been screwed over. Money, 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 money. This ain't one of those, I promise you. We're not doing that. This ain't about making money. This is about taking back country music, taking it down, taking it back. And we're going to do it with peanuts. We're going to do it with peanuts like I did. Now, I'm not going to tell on the video what I did that really screwed over the system. It's in the book. You have to buy it for that. But I put everything in the book, what we did to Billboard money-wise. Boy, did we screw over the system big time. That's why I got them by the you-know-what. We went up the Billboard chart with not even a peanut. We went up there with if you could just flake off a flake of a peanut, that's what we went up the Billboard chart with. Boy, we messed them up. My team and I put a giant corkscrew of the rear ends of the major labels and everybody. That's why this is that big. So if you know a singer, if you know a songwriter, producer, whoever, you got to get this video to them. I don't have the new book to show it yet on my right here, but you'll see it on my page. I'll put the link up there and the picture and all, and it should be up on Amazon in the near, like Kindle, in the near future. So you can get on there. I'm telling you, I got it all. When President Trump campaigned in 2020 and he said, we have it all, we've caught them all, no one could have caught them but me, I know exactly what it feels like with country music, because I'm the one country music artist that 95% of country music fans have never heard of, but I have it all. I've caught them all. And I almost feel like no one could have caught them but me, but even though I know there's a lot of other artists out there that know a little bit of the secrets, but I have everything. I have caught them all. I got it all. And I can't be bought. I'm happy where I'm at in life. And they just can't buy me. Matter of fact, when I was down at Mar-a-Lago, I'll tell you this funny story. I'm down at Mar-a-Lago. There's Rolls Royces. There's Bentleys. There's every car you can think of that you don't even see a BMW there. You don't even see a Mercedes there. There are cars that you're like, what is that? Right? We walk out. I'm in my suit and tie. Now, you got to be in a suit and tie. It don't matter who you are. You have to be dressed up to go in Mar-a-Lago. You got to be. That's part. They tell you, hey, you got to be in a suit and tie. I walk outside with valet, and one of my buddies, he didn't know what I drove. And he goes, dude, which one's your car? And I look down that driveway at Mar-a-Lago. They shut the gate at night in Mar-a-Lago, the front gate. The exit gate's another one. I look down that driveway, and the one guy goes, dude, is that your Chevrolet parked in front of that Rolls Royce over there? I said, that's my baby. I had just a regular Chevrolet, right? Hey, that's me, baby. I got Fords now. But mine are all older models. I mean, all of them. I got like my newest model, like my newest is a 2015, right? I was like, yep, that's my baby. I can't be bought, y'all. I'm telling you what right now. It ain't going to be like that. And we're going to change country music. But it takes everybody to do it. It takes everybody. It really does. So, anyways. I love everybody. I wanted to come on here, and we'll come on a lot more often. I'm on 1776 Nation on my phone over here, and I'm on my Derek Jonhson Country right here. The other good thing is there's so many fake accounts out there. Oh, my gosh. And I like I said, I feel so bad for all the people that fall for that stuff, because I don't want your money. I don't need your money. The only way to support me is apparel and books and music. And music is trash. I'm going to tell you what, the music royalties this year, and then Spotify announced that they're cutting pay next year for all the writers. So this is even more a great time for this video and this book to come out. Wow. I mean, I've made off of, I think I've got, I don't know how many songs out. I've written another album for another artist out there, but in mine, I don't know, maybe 30 songs in all, 31, 32. I don't know how many songs I got out right now. And I got a few other artists out there I've got some songs with. But, I mean, I think I've made $58 royalty. Woo! I'm rich! $58 royalty. That's what my BMI check is. Off of music. That's how much. That's why it matters when we people say go stream our music. I mean, look, I do the math in the book for you, but if you have a 3-minute song, there's 1,440 minutes in a day. So that means a song can be, if the song is 3 minutes long, it means that it can only be, that's 480 times a day. Well, when you do your math, if it had one songwriter on it, that's $2.09 a day. If someone played my music all day long and nobody else's. Well, I'll take that back. If you only play one song of mine all day long and nobody else's. That's what trash that is become a country music system. And the labels make fans, once again, think that all these artists they're giving you are something that this is a talent that we discovered. No. When you go look at who's writing the songs, you'll see. You'll see that they got hit writers down here. And the hit writers aren't making anything. That's why the hit writers, man, y'all look like weasels. You do, and I know a lot of you. You look weak. Because the money, you can't even buy your groceries. And it's the artists and other people getting richer. And I tell that whole system in the book. So anyway, I've been a little under the weather. I'm sorry I haven't been alive as much, but we're gonna as we get closer to November, we're gonna go live a lot more. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do it. I see a good buddy hopped in over here on Dear Jonhson Country over here, Mr. Frank, Mr. Bill, great patriot, great patriot. This guy has bought a lot of books of the Midnight Rider. He's a veteran as well. He keeps in contact with my dad, and so a great patriot. We have some over on the page too on 1776 Nation, Miss Ruthie and Miss Elaine and different people that they plug this book like nobody's business. And I give away a lot of books because they've done so much. A lot of people don't realize how much I give away, because I give away when I'm on the road and I go to restaurants. Every waiter, every waitress. Of course, I know how to talk, right? But every waiter or every waitress, I find a way to finagle in how I wrote a book. Not because I wrote it, but because of what it's going to do to their life. And I give them away. I give away books galore. So that's what we're going to do with this country music book. And I'm planning on putting it on every doorstep of every major publisher and label as well. So they're definitely going to get a copy. And all the country music publications, if we can find the weasels' mailing addresses, because they don't even have their email addresses public. That's how weasel they are. They don't even put their contact information, a lot of them. But anyway, we need to educate this nation on systems again. Everything needs an education process. And then you, the people, can decide, do you want to support someone like that, or do you want to support someone like this? But you need to know that everything in country music you've been supporting has been crammed down your throat. It's not some group of people going, oh, these are, oh, yeah, I found this person. It ain't like that. If they'll do this to me, they'll do it to anybody. All right? If it was about a business, I'll be the first one they'd be signing. Because let's just paint that really quick as I leave. If it were about business, all right, here's the deal. If you're an artist and you don't write any of your music, you don't make any money on royalties. The songwriters do. All right? So that means you only make your money how? Touring, so concerts or gigs, as they call them, and merchandise. Unless someone sponsors you, then whatever, they may be paying you something to wear their product, but still, you don't make any money royalty-wise. All right, so then you have producers who are making money, right? And they normally make a top fee, a top cut, top piece. And then if they're a songwriter, royalty. So here I am, an artist, on Billboard as an artist. One of my songs I wrote, so I have the royalties on it. And I also produce my music. I produce my own. So then I have the relationships with the top musicians. Every single facet of that, these labels could be making money on. So if it were about a business, and if it were about talent, and if it were about all the entities that it should be about, I'm not the guy you let go. I'm not the guy you let walk away knowing the secrets, that's for sure. But it's too late now. Cat's out of the bag now. The book's out. Cat's out. And there ain't no turning back. No turning back. They ain't coming down. I'm not turning. Nope. So the labels, all you major record labels, you can either get with the program and you can start making ethical deals again, and you can start signing artists for the right reasons. All you radio people out there who also are part of that conundrum, you also can start doing what's ethical again. And songwriters, same thing. But the book ain't coming down until it changes. It's not. The secret's not going away till it changes. But once the cat's out of the bag, that's what we need. We need to get it out there. We need the cat to get out in every artist, every songwriter. And I'm going to give away just as many as I can. As many as I can. I got a buddy text me today. So I bought the book. Can't wait to read it. We need every artist, producer, songwriter to get it. So anyway, 1776 Nation over here, Jonhson Country over here. This also helps people know that this is my official music page over here. Jonhson Country. Look for ladies and gentlemen, I always look for a live video somewhere in the past to know that it's a real page. They can tape and video screen. You can video screen a live video, but you can tell, once you get to know Facebook, you can tell if it was a real live video or was it video screen recorded. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for that. I don't contact you like that. If you message me, I'll message you back eventually. We do get thousands of messages. But I won't message you about, have you heard about QFS? And have you got your bank account ready for this, that, and this? No, not me. I don't have the time in a day for that. I make time for my dad and mom every day. God first. Every morning I wake up, I have a routine. I wake up, I thank Him for waking me. I thank Him for giving me a new day on earth to do His work and whatever He wants me to do and whatever He needs me to see when I put on my phone or my computer. Then I talk to my dad and my mom every day. I tell them how much I love them every night. And then I talk to my manager occasionally. It depends on what's going on. We do a catch up. I'm in a group text with a bunch of people. Right? And so it's things like that. I got a buddy in California I talk to just about daily. My buddy Kevin. I got a buddy in Tennessee named Kevin. I got two Kevins. So it's like, so by the time I get to all my people, and then I get to, everybody else, then it's like, you got to make time for your family right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's the most important thing that most people are still forgetting about. Put the phone down every now and then. Get off the internet. Get off the internet every now and then. Just go for a hike. Go for a walk. Go fishing. Go hunting. Buy you an ATV. Go for a 4-wheeler ride. Go do something. Do something. I'm gonna tell you what. When we get older, anybody, or if you've ever experienced a death or anything, I've been around a lot of death. Ain't nobody sitting around saying, "Hey, look what's on Facebook." That don't matter. When your best friend's about to take their last breath, it don't matter anymore. I can assure you that. We got to get back to wholesome things in this country. Wholesome. All this stuff, we got to get this. We got to get this on the piper. We need to pie the piper. But it's still a tool right now, and it's a great tool for us to have. So it's a great tool in a different manner, but still, always take a break. Make time for your family. Make time for your friends. Make time for the people that you care about, and tell them. Make sure you tell them. Tell them you love them. All right. So we'll see y'all soon. I'm gonna try to end these both at the same time. And then we'll see y'all soon. And be sure to share this video when we put it out. I'm going to put it on Rumble as well, so make sure we share it. Get it to every single singer, every single songwriter, every single artist, whatever they call themselves, artist, songwriter, artist, singer, songwriter, whatever they call themselves, producers. And let's get the royal flush of country music going. Let's get this going. Let's take country music back.